My topic is on social media, digitized communication, and how this technology, or ICT as we call it, has been contributing to the maintenance of relationships, or even establishing relationships and taking forward communication, which is one of the basic things of a human civilization. We know that as human civilization started and as it grew, there has been a need and desire to communicate, and with that desire we have seen various channels and tools and ways and means have come up, which have aided in this human communication, and they have contributed to any kind of communication. Initially it was much more personal, and then social, and then you have it getting into the professional fora as well. So the communication developed, so did the tools, and you had other ways and means of reaching out to people as well. McQuail includes other things that we all know are also used as symbols for communication, that include your non-verbal things as well. And they say that initially the development was from evolution from lower species, so you can call that as a vertical development. And then there were developments or evolution in communication based on the technological advancements. And today we live in a mediated world, we live in a technology-driven world, and we live in a world wherein media contributes to this particular desire and aspect. And media is an important agent of socialization in today's world. It's one of the most important agents of socialization today. An example, family members would seldom speak to each other. They rather are on their iPads, phones, or televisions. So you would have everybody in their own individual world. So that's the power of media right now. It's changing. That's an interesting thing. We know it's changing even as we speak, and an interesting development has happened during the last 20 years. So we've moved on from the traditional or the mainstream media to what we have as the new media or the new sphere that's coming up, or that has been coming up. And internet is the main carrier, internet is the main contributor to this particular development. And Wilson sees emergence of new media in two waves. The first wave, he says that it started in 1980s, and then you have your www. That's the second wave. So 66.66% of respondents were males, and in age groups 21 to 25 years are majority of my respondents. Eating online, that how many 30% of people, 30% of their relationships are maintained only online. 62% said that. So this was how much of your relationships only depend on online. So majority, about 30% of one chunk is only dependent on these media, on these media. Was there an effect on language, any bad effect? They said that 62% said that हमारी language informal हो गई है. As an academic, I see a lot of students using and की जगह ये cause, because की जगह CUZ or CZ, or even this shocks me at times, they use IZ for is. I mean, what's the logic of using only two alphabets and replacing S by Z just because it sounds cool? So they do that. So that is the kind of effect that they also realize on that. But then because of fast hair and all, so they use this kind of language. Cool लगता है, अच्छा लगता है. Concerns are there. These are the concerns that are there. Cyber relationships and concerns around that. Then you have the cyber bully. Then you have physical social isolation. Then you have individual isolation. Researchers have been saying that the time that पहले जो TV पे बिताते थे, the time that they spent on television, now they are on their smartphones only. So ये तो नुकसान ही हो रहा है. At least there was a family viewing when you watch TV together. cyberbullying employers and potential employers, they watch your profile, they go through your profile before hiring you. So that's also another concern that people have. Among the respondents, 75% said that they had never faced any problem, and those 25 who said that yes, they had a problem, they said that it was only about privacy. And so far as this media is concerned, there have been research, individualistic or freewheeling kind of spirit, and that's also being inculcated in human beings. And the health is a major issue. Physical health is also an issue that has to be taken care of, and again comes down to your responsibility in how you're using the media.